Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. Hopefully I'm not too backlit. It's morning here in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. Morning of the 20th, I think. I don't know. It's great being on fall break because I kind of lose track of days. I believe today is October 20th. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I don't know why I said that, but maybe it's somebody's birthday that's watching. I should maybe do that every time. Just wish you a happy birthday if it's that day. But today's been a special day. Well, I guess not special. They're all interesting. I think that's the beauty of life, right? If you can find it in your brain to find something interesting, there will be something interesting. Wearing my Islanders hat because they finally put up a win last night early into the hockey season. They looked like the team I think they are. So good for you. They beat the Chicago Blackhawks 4-1. Almost shut them out. 26 seconds Chicago scored to blow the shutout for the Islanders. But and I will say this about the Blackhawks: it doesn't seem like there's a lot of fervor about they having a Native American. I almost said Indian. I don't think Indian's really insulting. There are even things called there's an organization, one of the biggest organizations for Native Americans, called the AIM, AIM, the American Indian Movement. So I don't think Indians really. It's mostly the symbology, like the Chief Wahoo on the Cleveland Indians hat, and I've talked about that before. But I've always liked the symbology of the Chicago Blackhawks. It's very cool. It's a profile of I guess definitely a Native American. Apparently the Blackhawk tribe. I don't know. I'm guessing there were Blackhawks around the Chicago area. I don't know. I don't know the history, but I do know the uniform, and I think it's cool. I'm still happy that these guys beat them last night. Having said that, I'll take this off and just talk about my day and my morning. I finally got my eye taken care of. It doesn't look that great because it was taken care of. Thank you, Dr. Bunder at Kaiser, for getting in there. Maybe I should keep that on. My head is glaring bad. I don't know. It's just the angle of the sun. Anyway, he got in there, and what had happened, and is not surprising to me really, is that, and I remember it vividly, like 4 months ago, back in June, at the beginning of the summer, I got under this very tree right behind me. I just needed to be out of the house. So I don't know if I had just had an argument with one of my kids. Logan, I don't argue with Dante. Dante doesn't talk. So but for some reason, I just need to come out here. And I just laid down, I looked into the sky, and I'm just lay back and look into the sky. 45 seconds in, boop, something goes right in my eye. I'm like, are you kidding me? And it stayed there. Whatever it was would not wash out. I thought maybe it had just affected the eyelid underneath, and that maybe it would just need time to heal. But eventually, after 4 months, which was a stupid time, my mom's watching this, shaking her head. I know she's going to come out right after she sees this video and slap me around. But after 4 months of it finally getting to a place where, okay, this is starting to be more than just, it was always irritated, but it was like, okay, it's more often irritated than not at some point. And so I got in there today, and it took him like 5 seconds to get it off my eye. But he said, yeah, there was something. He said it was definitely vegetative. He said it wasn't metal, so that's good. I was like, yeah, something fell out of the tree. He's like, yeah, probably just a piece of leaf or a tiny piece of bark. And it did attached itself to my eyeball. And he said, yeah, it's been there a while because some blood vessels had formed around it. We're like making it part of your eyeball. You don't want that. And I was like, no, I do not. And he's like, next time, maybe wait a week. It's like, he was super nice though. He was really great. I told him the story, and he's like, yeah, maybe that was the universe telling you not to relax. I don't know, but he was a really nice guy, a little older than me, just super great. I got the what I call the Clockwork Orange treatment, where they just have that thing that keeps your eye open. He had to get in there with a microscope and take some tweezers and get it out, but he did a great job. So after that, I went to Belmar Park, which is I'm trying to do, like I said, one of these every day. And today I got to go there in the morning, and it was my favorite park of the three I've visited, between Two Ponds, Crown Hill, and Belmar. Belmar's probably my favorite. It's the least managed, I think, out of all, which is nice. But it's managed it's managed very well. They have pavilions on the lake and the pond that you can go on. They have a bridge that crosses parts of it. They have cement on the outer ring of the trails, and the inner ring are dirt trails, so it feels natural. The only thing I don't like is that they put no fishing signs up, and they're blue and garish against all the nature. But unfortunately, we live in a world full of morons that actually think it's okay to fish at places like that. But But I got a few stories about Belmar too. Maybe that's why it's my favorite. But today was good. I went there in the morning. I think the wildlife's a little more active in the morning than it is in the afternoon, and that gives Belmar an advantage with the other two places I visited, because I visited those places in the afternoon. But this morning I saw a kingfisher, I saw seagulls, a lot of birds, a lot of ducks, geese, ravens, squirrels, rabbits, nothing super special. But I did have some memories triggered from, gosh, more than 30 years ago when I used to visit there sometimes late at night with a girl. We never consummated the relationship, but we did go there. Her name was Maria, and I worked with her at the movie theater, and we made out a few times, and it looked like it might go somewhere. It never did, and no big deal. But I do remember going there with her, and we would sometimes double date, me and a friend, and one of her friends, her name was Shay Sorensen, very cool girl, beautiful. Ended up being a dancer for the Denver Nuggets later in the 90s, so that was kind of cool. But there's a couple cool girls, and I hung out with them for a while. But I do remember some stuff about that place, and one of those times was at night with Maria, and we were going out there. And you think about it, at least for me, I haven't seen too many owls in the wild, because you're just, if you're out at night, you're probably not looking for owls. You're probably looking for something else. Anyway, so we're walking down the trail, and it's dimly lit. There were lights, but they're like those orange type of lights where they're not very bright. And all of a sudden, something just swoops like 20 feet away from us. Felt like it was 5 though, and it nailed something, probably a mouse, and then took off. It was definitely an owl, though. We're like, that was crazy. And so that was a big memory for me for Belmar. Another memory is one time. Oh, because I didn't live too far from there. Back in the early 2000s, I lived around 6th and Wadsworth. And this is, just so you know where Belmar is, it's a little southwest of Alameda and Wadsworth. And it's like behind the municipal building, which is kind of weird. Like, you have this monstrosity, the man-made monstrosity, and then you have all this natural beauty. It's surrounded by a lot of man-made stuff. It's very built up around there, but like I said, they managed it very well. I'm not going to guess acres anymore, because the last 2 times I've tried, I haven't been close, so I have no idea how many acres it is, but it's a really cool place. The other 2 things I remember about that place is one time I was out there with Dante and Logan, and we just walking around the lake, and like I said, they were young. Dante was probably, geez, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years old, and Logan was probably a toddler. I might have been carrying him. In fact, Logan might not have been born yet, to be honest. So anyway, so we're walking around, and we hear this from the water, and what was that? And we look again, and all the carp were like flapping and just smacking their bodies against the top of the water. It was a little terrifying, actually. It was like literally dozens or hundreds, possibly. And the reason I keep looking at it is I'm picturing it in my mind's eye. That I remember it was to the left of me, which looks like it's to the right in this. I know this phone thing reverses everything, but I look over, and it's just. That happened several times. So I don't know if they do this when they mate. I remember it was late in the summer, maybe early fall, so I don't know if they do this as they're preparing to die, but it was really an insane and kind of terrifying. I was like, good thing these things can't come out of the water. I'd be running for the car right now. And the other thing I remember is I mentioned those pavilions earlier that are near some of the nicer parts, like some of the wetland parts or some of the pond parts. There's a lake and 2 ponds, and there's like a pavilion. It almost looks like a semi-amphitheater. There's like some steps, and they go down into a pond, and you can just hang out there. And I would go there with Maria sometimes too. And one time I was there with some friends, and there are some juniper bushes and some little dents by these steps, and a rat. I was like, there are rats here? That was crazy to me, because when you're raised in the suburbs, you rarely see a rat. You live downtown for a while, you're going to see a rat once in a while. You see them down by like the Platte River, like along Spear. You'll see rats there. That makes sense. There's a lot of density of life there. But to see a rat out at Belmar Park was weird, and I can only imagine they're still there. Didn't see one today. Saw a kingfisher though. That was really cool. That was the bird I forgot. I saw a kingfisher, and that was cool. It had a really weird call. Went flying over. Yeah, and it probably made that hideous face that I just made while it flew over. Sorry, a lot of people with dogs, but I just wanted to tell you about my morning, and just wanted to reveal another gem in Lakewood this time, and one other place that's great in Lakewood. If you continue south on Wadsworth, go all the way, you'll hit this big hill after Jewell or Evans Avenue. You go down to the bottom, it's Yale Avenue. You go right, you go west, off of Wadsworth. Go about half a mile, and it's a huge green belt area, and it's amazing. I don't know the name of it, but if you could check it out, it's equally good. Not as much lake, but still a very nice, expansive area that's beautiful. When I lived in Lakewood, they actually would let us take our leaves that we collected, from our lawns and dump them there for mulching. So I thought that was cool. Anyway, so there you go. That was my morning. Not super exciting, but I did want to bring you one more park to check out, Belmar. If you ever get a chance, guys. Thanks. Bye.